Hey everybody, this is Robert People, and you're listening to People's Court. Thanks for tuning in. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2019, and today I want to talk a little bit about, this is episode 34, and I want to talk a little bit about encouragement. Now, in this day and age, in this time period, there's a lot of encouragement that we want to give to our little girls, and rightfully so. Looking at how things are and where we are as a country, let's not mince words with this here. Girls have always had it rough growing up, but now it seems it's even more tough because of all the excuses being made for things that happen to not only girls but young women as well. And there seems to be even more excuses than before. But anyway, not to get all into that necessarily. I think you know exactly what I'm referring to, though. And, we want to go the extra step and encourage our little girls, right? So that they can come up and be strong. They can know how to protect themselves. They can watch themselves. They can, feel that they can do anything they put their minds to. Don't focus on boys. Don't let, boys or young men determine what you do and don't do. Things like that. And again, rightfully so. It's not something that we need to let go of. But in all of this, here's something I want to ask each of you. Can we make sure that we don't forget to encourage our boys as well? Now, in all this, in this extreme, we live in an extreme culture, right? Balance is very hard to come by for a lot of people. Everything has to, so many things have to be one extreme or another. Okay, it's either all this or all that. There's no middle ground. There's no, well, it can be a little bit of this, or there's no, let's see about, no, it's all this or all that. And nothing that doesn't encourage or even progress conversations at all. So it's about balance. It's about balance. So in this day, this day and age, there probably would be people, some of you listening right now, who have a problem with me saying that. Oh, encourage boys. Well, boys are always encouraged, and boys will be boys, and all this and all that. What I'm telling you, what I'm saying is, let's not get so caught up in trying to encourage our girls that we forget about the boys. What do we tell our boys? What do we tell our boys? What have I heard growing up? What have a lot of men my age heard growing up? What are boys still being told? Be tough. Don't cry. Be a man. Men don't cry. What else do we got? We're okay with them hitting girls and saying, "Oh, that means that means that you like them," or whatever. All this stereotypical stuff. And how often are we telling them the same thing we're telling our girls? Does a boy not need to protect himself against girls too? And being mistreated? Should we not mention that also? Yes. That's not the conversation we have, though. We don't have conversations like that with boys. No, with the boys, we tell them, "Oh, this is how you need to treat girls," which is right, which is true. But how often do we tell our boys, our sons, to not accept being treated certain ways by girls as well? See, we tell our girls all the time, "Oh, don't let a boy do that." But do we tell our sons the same thing? Why not? Why don't we tell our boys the same? Why do boys not need that same encouragement? Why is the weight of the world put on the shoulders of a boy, and to teach him how to be the man of everything and how to never cry and all this? Why are we not telling our boys and our sons to stay encouraged, stay prayed up if you are religious, if you're Christian or religious in any form, believe in a higher being? Tell them to stay prayed up. Tell them it's okay to cry. Why do we not do that? It's okay to cry. You got to get that out. Emotional is not something that only girls can be. Give them that encouragement. Why are we not, in this country, and some of us probably are doing that. But again, why is this something that we avoid? Why are we reserving this just for girls? And it's okay. And don't get me wrong. I say this again. I said this in the beginning, but it's okay. Girls need that now. This is a dangerous time for them growing up. Okay, as with many women, you all realize this is not the only dangerous time, but they're being grown into a really rough time. So we need to make sure they're being encouraged. But let's not forget. Let's not sit here. Think about this. Let me go this way with it. Let's go this way. If you're constantly telling your girls, and I know people who do this. I know mothers, especially mothers, who do this with their girls. They tell the girls everything. They basically warn them about boys. And that's really all they give them is warnings about boys. That's it. Encouragement, yes, but warnings about boys. And what we got to understand is that it's not about being wrong. That doesn't mean that you don't have to be right or wrong to do that. But what does that say to boys? What are you saying to your boys who haven't even gotten to the point where they thought about doing anything bad yet? What does that say to them? The only one who needs encouragement is girls? Is every boy out there thinking in such a way that you have to defend or you have to protect your daughters from them? No. Now, at some point, they'll probably learn, and everybody learns everything after a while. But we should be having similar conversations with both boys and girls. Not this deal where all we're doing is protecting and warning them about everything the other sex could do wrong. It's like, well, wait a minute. There's more to it than that. People become defensive when you do that. And and what does that tell a boy that they're brought up believing that they're a threat to every girl out there? What is that teaching them? That's not encouraging them. Now again, with balance, it doesn't mean that you have to stop encouraging your girls. That's not what I'm saying. But we can't get so caught up and so wrapped up in this and wrapped up in trying to make such a statement to girls that we forget the boys. They need encouragement too. They need to get a pat on the back. And I'm not interested in all of those of you who feel like we don't need to encourage children. Take that. I'm not interested in all that. I'm not entertaining that stuff. Kids need to be encouraged. Period. Don't care whether it happened to you. This ain't about you. Kids need to be encouraged. You don't know how to do it? Find out. Learn it. They need encouragement. Yeah, they need a kick in the backside too, but they need to be encouraged also. So many parents out there were so ready to knock our kids out when they screw up, but we don't have anything. We haven't given any thought to giving them a pat on the back or doing something, when they do something right or do something well. We don't know how to sit and encourage them then, right? Oh, because that's how my parents brought me up and I turned out okay. Well, we don't know that. See, people love to say, well, we turned out okay. No, you're alive. That don't mean you're okay. All right, let's not get confused with this. Being alive don't mean you're okay. It just means you ain't dead. But this thing where we go through so much avoiding telling our boys, keep your head up, try again, you can do this. Giving them the same warnings. Because guess what? As much as y'all don't want to believe this, guess what? Girls can be a problem too. And there's nothing wrong with talking to your boys about that. But don't make it an all-encompassing thing where they got to be paranoid on every, same thing with girls. Don't make it, boys, you got to watch out for boys. Boys do this. No, boys don't do anything. One person might do it. Or somebody might have done that to you. But you say the same thing to boys. You say, hey, it's not all girls, but one or two might do this. Or wait till they do it and then say, okay, this is what happened. But anyway, the main message here is don't get so wrapped up Don't get so wrapped up. Yes, encourage your girls. Yes, give them the warnings to prepare them for life. Yes, but don't get so caught up in doing that you're kicking the boys to the side. Because guess what happens when the boys get older and they become men? How are they going to know what to do and how to carry themselves and how to do all this and that if we've never given them any kind of attention when they were boys? Don't give them a list of all the ways they're supposed to treat girls, because they need more than that. Boys don't need to know hold the door open and do this, pull out the chair and make sure you're nice. Okay, yeah, all that's important, but guess what? Encouragement too. They need encouragement with sports. They need encouragement with school. Everything. Again, we live in this time where there's so much, we want kids to grow up so fast, and the way it was with us, and nobody cares how it was with us. We're raising a different generation, so we adapt. Because guess what? After a while, the kids are going to have to learn how to adapt too. We try so hard for our boys to be tough. We want them to be tough. We want them to play all the tough sports. We want them to do all the tough things. Your son ends up gay. Right? Son ends up homosexual. Now what? The sky's falling now, right? Right? We don't know what to do with ourselves now. Our job as parents, we just lost everything then, right? Guess what? They're still your sons. And when it comes to encouragement, guess what? They still need it. And as a black man, homosexuality, that's a sin. I'm just on that just because I happen to mention it. It's a serious thing. Like with us, we're in such denial about it. It's crazy. And I say, well, Robert's a black man. Speaking about me, he's a black man. I have a son. Well, what happens if his son, let's say his son decides to come along and tell him that? Okay. What, you think all this changes just because that happens? No. The same thing I'm saying is the same thing I'm going to abide with. He comes and says it, guess what? Still going to be encouraged. And everything I need to do as a father will continue. You have multiple children, make sure you're giving them both as much encouragement as possible, especially if they're multiple genders, if they're boys, if you got both, because there's not many others besides boy and girl, but we got to make sure we don't forget to encourage our boys. Don't just leave them flapping because you're so much in trying to be trendy, which in some ways it is. Just be trendy and hyping the girls up and making sure they're good. And we don't need to do that, because what we're going to end up doing is being counterproductive. Our boys are going to be raising themselves. They're going to be learning from the streets. They're going to be learning from society. And we all know how well that turns out, right? And with all this encouragement of boys, let boys be boys. Oh, it's no big thing. Stuff happening to girls and excuses are being made. What do you think they're going to go with? They're going to start going down the path that we don't want them going down. Not because of them just learning from society and all that, but I'm talking about because we've left them alone because we want to deal with girls. Encourage your girls, yes. But don't forget the boys. They need help too. The same boys you want to grow up to be men who can really run things, guess what? They need to learn how to do it and how to do it in the right way. And they need encouragement along the way too. We all need encouragement. All of us do. All right, thanks for listening, y'all. Thanks for listening. I can keep going with this, but the bottom line I think is pretty clear. It's pretty clear. Don't get to where let's not forget our boys. Let's not forget them, because they still need us. Every child born who's born a boy is not looking to be a terrible human being. But if we're not paying attention to them, society is going to teach them just that. So this is Robert People, and you're listening to People's Court. Thanks for tuning in. You all have a great evening and rest of your weekend.